Hey everyone, welcome back to LightHearted. I'm Britton.
And I'm Rachel. Today we're asking the big question, is kindness losing its power?
We're talking about what kindness actually is, what it isn't, and why in today's world being kind might just be one of the most rebellious things you can do. So I used to think kindness meant being easygoing, like don't ever rock the boat, keep the peace, be agreeable. But now I think real kindness is a lot more honest, it's grounded, and sometimes it looks like telling somebody no.
Yeah. I used to confuse kindness with people pleasing. And people pleasing wears the kindness mask, but it's not rooted in love, it's rooted in fear. Kindness is about truth with love, not abandoning yourself to keep others comfortable.
Researchers have found that authentic kindness, real true kindness, is linked to higher emotional intelligence, but inauthentic kindness, when done out of guilt or fear, can actually increase anxiety and resentment over time, which I know I've felt. I'm sure you have too.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to roll into some of our listener questions. And the first one is, what do I think kindness looks like?
I think that's a good place to start. Our next question is, where did that belief come from?
I think another great one to ask is, have I ever used kindness as a cover for avoiding conflict?
I've never, ever
You've never done that?
Never. Oh my gosh.
I feel like that's such an
easy,
yeah, it is so easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. Okay, our final question here is there someone I need to be more honest with because I care?
That's a good one.
Yeah. So think about your answers to those. If you want an actual place to write those down, we do have journal prompts. They're all listed in our show notes below, and we'll remind you about those at the very end of the episode.
All right, let's be real. This world is loud, it's snarky, divided, and full of hot takes. So kindness gets drowned out and sometimes even mocked. So to lead with kindness now takes actual courage. It's choosing connection over ego, curiosity over cruelty. It's looking at someone who's angry and saying, I still see your humanity.
Acts of kindness activate the vagus nerve, which calms your nervous system, and it helps to regulate the people around you as well. That's why kindness can de-escalate tension, because it literally shifts the emotional state of the room, which I just think is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when the world tells you to clap back or cancel, but you choose compassion, that's not weakness, that's rebellion, that's power.
I think sometimes my brain, it's not even social media or the world telling me to clap back. My brain's like, we're not going to take this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you do kind of in the moment to remind yourself that being kind is a better option than being snarky or making someone else feel small, even if they are angry and maybe they deserve it a little bit?
A lot of times, I think I can just think about moments where I wasn't kind and how that ended up. Oh, well, that didn't work either. That just ended up way worse than it needed to be. So let's try the other way. I know we've talked about this before. We're both people that have conversations in our heads. And those always end up going really well. And so I think reminding myself of those too, because I'm did the snarky and mean work in my head? No, it still didn't work. It
didn't even work in the ideal scenario.
Anything. It just made me mad. So
I think that's awesome. That's a good reminder. Okay, so we have some more questions, and we might answer a few of these too. Where in your life do you feel called to show rebellious kindness? So really think about it. And is there somebody who maybe could use it?
I think that's a good question to ask. Do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, I think I can always be more kind to my family members and my friends. Mm-hmm. But then I also think, really sorry for anyone listening. I think I can be really short with the old people at the store that are moving 0 miles per hour in front of me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I could probably show some rebellious kindness and like just be kind and just be patient and just
that's unfortunate.
Just gonna make myself look bad here for a second, but I think that's one place. Like, I never say anything out loud. Okay, I'm never like outwardly rude, but kind of in my brain, I'm like, of course you're right in front of the thing that I need, and of course you're gonna stay there for a while. You know, when I could just be kind instead.
Well, to make myself look bad, my thing is like the kids in my life, or like my little sister who I'm really close to, she's like a kid to me. I can be way more patient with her, but when it's someone else's kid, I have zero patience.
That's a really good one.
And I know people can see it, but I feel like that's very normal, unfortunately, but it is normal. So of course you're going to be a little more patient with your child. But I know it doesn't look great.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
Okay, so if we're out here being honest, you guys can be honest with yourselves too. So think about your own life. Where could you use a little bit more rebellious kindness?
Our next question is, what would it look like to lead with grace instead of reaction? I
think you kind of just touched on that, where it's like the conversations don't even go well in my head.
Right.
So so maybe it would go better.
Yeah, definitely would go better. That's hard though. It's so hard to not lead with your reaction and your emotion, because
especially if someone's getting mad at you, I think it's really natural to be like, excuse me. Like, no, I'm going to stand up for myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's not even myself as much. I feel like for me too, like, obviously you want to lead with reaction, especially when someone's getting mad at you. But for me, it's especially for other people. Like, if someone says something to me about me, like, yeah, I'll get mad, but I can walk away. But if it's about someone else,
like someone you love,
no, like, we are gonna fight. One thing that comes to my mind is like comments on videos. So like, I had a video go viral. A bunch of people were like ripping me apart, and I was like, whatever, I don't care. Like, you guys are just ridiculous. But then when it's like a family member or an influencer that I really love and they start ripping them apart, I'm like, whoa,
way over the line.
And I start commenting back like 1,000 times. I'm like, no, you don't understand. So I like to defend other people, I think.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I know that like when my video went viral, I didn't really care to answer back. I would laugh. But then like my sister-in-law Vanessa was like, whoa, and she would want to answer all of them, and I'm like, I mean, go for it, but
go ahead, chime in.
My sister was so mad too. She was like,
I love that.
all over it.
So good. Mm-hmm. No, like, it's good to have both. Yeah, I think it's good to have both. I think initially, if we can answer with grace, that's probably best case scenario.
Yep.
And then like maybe if that person doesn't stop, like trolls on the internet, if they're like incessantly like commenting and being jerks about it, I think you can stand up for yourself.
I even have an example. Last year I made a very important post on the internet, just like to friends and family. It was my personal Facebook, but it was about something very like specific and very important to me, and it was all positive stuff. Like, people were being really positive. And then I had a family member publicly comment on my post very wrongfully and very negatively about something that had nothing to do with them whatsoever.
Like, really ripping you down.
Really ripping me down, but in like, honestly, it made them look bad.
Yes.
Like, I didn't care. It didn't make me look bad whatsoever. I was like, what made you think that that was appropriate or okay?
And like, this is a public place. Like, the internet is not private.
Is like a family member on my family Facebook. Like, did you think that that looked good? No. But, and then immediately like my mom and my sister and my sister-in-law and my brother, and they were all like, oh, heck to the no. Like, they were like, my little sister immediately started like typing a reply, and I'm immediately when I read it, I wanted to cry, but not because I was like offended or it hit like I believed what they were saying. It was just like
Like, why would you
Why
do this?
would you do that?
Yes.
And I could see how much it was upsetting my family. And I was like, I hate that. But my little sister was immediately like typing this reply. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. I immediately deleted the comment so no one else would see it. Not because it looked bad on me, because it looked bad on them. Like, if I wanted them to look bad, I would have just left it up. I chose to delete it.
You gave them another opportunity to do the right thing.
Yep. And I sent them a private text that was very kind. And I handled it, I think, personally, with a lot of grace. Pretty much everyone in my life was like, I would not have been that nice.
No, I think you were exceptionally graceful. Mm-hmm.
And then they came back and still were standing behind their thoughts. So, you can only do so much. And I was like, okay, thank you for your opinion. I do not agree. Have a nice day. Like,
yeah,
that's that.
Yeah.
What can you do?
No, but like, you can sleep at night knowing that you responded the right way.
Right.
Like, you didn't start any fires that you didn't need to start. Yeah.
But yet again, I can see where my family was coming from, because if that if that post would have been pointed at my little sister, I probably would have been doing the same thing she was doing.
100%.
So,
yeah, I think it's so natural to want to take care of the people around us too, especially the people we love.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's cool that like they were all ready to go up to bat for you.
Well, it's cool
Like,
too
they were
that
not
like
okay with that.
I could have been rude, and I don't think any of my family at that point would have really even judged me for it, because they were all like,
what the heck?
what the heck?
Yeah.
But I chose to be kind.
You chose kindness.
And hopefully that will impact people, because they can see that like, oh.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. And I think that leads us into our final question really well, which is, can I think of someone I disagree with, but I could still treat with dignity? And I think you deleting the post and sending the private message, like, that was totally dignified. Yeah. And I think that's awesome. So think about somebody in your life that maybe you could, like, they just need a little bit of kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So to move into the next portion here, I guess should we just call this a disclaimer? We just want to say it out loud. Kindness is not saying yes to everything. Okay, that's not being kind to anybody if you're just a yes man all the time. It's not smiling through disrespect. It's not letting people cross your boundaries in the name of peace. One of the kindest things I ever did was walk away from a relationship that no longer had room for honesty. And it didn't feel warm and fuzzy to leave that relationship. It felt extremely painful. But it was more kind to that person and to me.
Yeah. We don't talk enough about protective kindness. That's the kind that draws a line with love. It's saying things like, I won't hurt you, but I'm not going to let you hurt me either. Boundaries help sustain long-term compassion. Studies show that empathetic burnout is more likely when people don't set boundaries around their time and energy, even if they're a naturally kind person. I feel like it can be so hard to start setting boundaries when maybe we don't understand people's intentions. What's one thing that pretends to be kind but actually is not?
Ooh. Oh, I really like that. The first one that comes to my brain is saying, no offense, and then proceeding to say something incredibly offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a favorite of mine. Or the classic, hey, I'm just being honest. No, you're not. You're being mean in a costume, and I don't like it.
Okay, now I think we should each share a moment that someone showed us kindness that we still think about today.
Honestly, like, one that really sticks with me, and I don't know why, because I'm sure for them, like, they don't even remember this. But I live really far away from my family.
Yeah.
You know, so like, it's just me and Jordan and our son here just hanging out. But when my son was born, like, we had just moved to a new place, and, you know, like, I hadn't met a ton of people yet.
Yeah.
Like, we were just kind of like getting to know the people around us. And in our church, like, people are really good at bringing meals to new moms.
Yeah.
And like, I found out that like my mom was waiting a long time to come, and so like it was just me and Jordan, and he just started a new job, and so he was home with me for like, I don't even, like just a couple days. And then it was just me and my son, like brand new at home, post C-section, like trying to figure things out. And I was really stressed out because like I didn't know what I was going to do and like how I was going to get through it by myself. And so then I got a call from a lady at church, and she was just like, hey, so, you know, normally we have people sign up for like 3 days to like help feed moms, but like we couldn't get people to stop signing up. And so you have 2 weeks of lunches and dinners.
Nice.
And I was just like, holy crap. That's like amazing. It was this massive thing that was taken off of my plate that like I didn't realize was stressing me out
so much.
Yeah. So much. Yeah. And so then just being like, okay, like I'm taken care of. And then like not only did those women, when they brought me meals, like they brought the meals, but then several of them like came into my house and like just started doing my dishes, or like just started doing another thing for me. Yeah. Because they like saw that it needed to be done. And I was just like, holy crap, like this is such a good community, and like that's what it should be. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm sure none of them remember that because they do it so often for everybody. Like they're so kind. Yeah. And like for me, it helped me a lot.
I truly love that. And I think it's cool that like those kind moments that stick with people aren't the ones you expect to stick with people. It's not like the big over the top things. It's those little details that like really mean so much. Yeah. So you never know, like you could do something tiny and you will never think about it again, but that may stick with the other person for the rest of their life. Like you have no idea. And mine's super similar. Even just a couple months ago, I was struggling a lot, and my room was a complete and utter disaster, and my laundry was everywhere, and I didn't care because I was just mentally drained and done. And I came to work one day, and we were working a lot that week, and I was just drained after the day, and I went home, and my mom had folded my laundry and cleaned up my room, and I was just like, she doesn't have time to do that. Like she has angel. So many other things that she could be doing and needs to do, but she did that for me, and that meant so much because I was just like, that turned my whole day around. Like I got home and I was like, hugest exhale ever. I was like, that is like, it's not even that big of a deal. Like how long would it take me to clean my room? Like maybe an hour to get my laundry done and clean up my room. But like it was stressing me out so much, and I just was so grateful for that. So you never know.
I love that.
those little tiny things.
Yeah, I think too, the whole time you were saying that, I was like, man, like your mom just has like, she has the eyes to see, right? Where it's like she's able to like look at you and just be like, man, I can tell that this is really having an impact on Rachel. Yeah. And I bet if I just spent an hour of my time doing this, it would really improve her life. Yeah. And so the fact that like she took the time to do that is so cool.
Either that or she was tired of looking at my room. She was like, okay.
She's like, I'm sick of the attitude. Do the laundry.
Either way, it helped me. So.
I'm like, however it happened, like whatever your intentions were, like the good thing still happened. Yeah. And I think that's really cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like that totally changed. Because I think I texted you and was like, how's your room or something like that, and you're like, it's done, like, and it totally improved things for you. Yeah, that's so cool. I want to take it back to the idea of boundaries that we were talking about a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm. I thought it would be fun to talk about some kindness myths kind of while we're on the topic.
Love it.
Okay. So the first one is, the myth is that kind people say yes to everything. And then what we know to be true is that kind people know their limits and communicate them clearly. Yeah. Myth number 2 is that kindness means avoiding conflict. But what we know to be true about that is that kindness sometimes requires tough conversations with love attached to them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And then myth number 3 is kindness is all about being liked. That is not true at all. What we know to be true is that kindness is about being honest, grounded, and respectful, even if it's not popular.
Yeah. So a couple questions for you guys to think about is, when was the last time you thought being kind meant saying yes when you really meant no?
That makes me think of the Bluey episode.
Yeah.
With the buttons.
Oh,
where
yeah.
It's like, does your outside sometimes say yes, but your inside wants to say no? Like,
yeah.
I love it. I feel like
I
that.
just had that happen to me this week.
Yeah.
I was like, My inside is like, no, 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 no. And I was like, yes, I can do that for
like,
you.
I would love to do that.
It's like the smallest task ever, but I'm just like,
what is it? Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. It's done.
Oh, see, you're amazing.
It is, but I was like, I never want to do this again, and it took me 5 minutes, but I hated every second of it. So
like you said yes, but you meant no.
Yeah. And the other one is, what boundary could actually protect your ability to stay kind?
Ooh, I think that's such an important one.
Yes, for sure.
Because like the purpose is to be able to stay kind.
Right. Yeah.
That's really good.
I feel like that one would take some time to really think about.
Yeah. Okay, so up to this point, we've said a lot of things about kindness, kind of what it is, what it's not. But let's talk about what real kindness looks like.
Okay. I think sometimes it's choosing not to respond to that rude comment. Sometimes it's letting someone merge in front of you, even when you're already running late. I think from moment to moment, the kind thing to do can change. But sometimes it's calling out injustice, or sitting with someone in their mess, or even forgiving someone who didn't ask for it.
And kindness isn't just a feel-good thing. It's actually contagious. Studies have shown, which we love when they do this, they have shown that when people witness one act of kindness, they're more likely to perform one themselves. It creates a ripple effect, like emotional dominoes, and we love that. And it doesn't stop there. Regular acts of kindness reduce cortisol, which is your stress hormone. It increases oxytocin, which is your connection and happiness hormone. And you can literally retrain your brain to be more resilient and positive over time.
That's so cool.
It's so cool.
And it's so accurate too.
Yeah.
Like I've seen the evidence of that in my own life and in other people's. So
yeah. Yeah. It's like anytime someone's just nice to you, you're like,
I want to go be nice.
I want to be nice. That felt really nice.
You are the one that rubs off on people though. Like you're
so nice.
But it's true.
No, I have had a lot of kindness be shown to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you're being kind, you're not just changing that moment. You might be changing someone's whole day or week or even their worldview. Like we said earlier, it's those tiny things you do that you don't even realize have such an impact on the people around you.
Yeah, I think about all the kindnesses I've been shown. And like maybe some of them are like the larger mind-blowing moments.
Right.
But for most of them, they were just like these tiny, almost in passing, like they probably never considered it ever again.
Yeah.
Moments that I was like, oh my gosh, people are good.
I know.
Yeah. It's crazy. To end our episode today, we thought it would be fun to issue kind of a kindness challenge to you. So we want you to choose one of these things to do this week. You know, we don't try to overwhelm you. We're not going to try to get you to make a complete like 180 in your life right now, but just choose one of these things so you can start small. So a few options would be to leave a sincere voice memo or a text of encouragement for somebody. You can give someone the benefit of the doubt without needing to be right. That's the important part. Show up for yourself with the same tenderness you give others. So even if you're not ready to like give kindness to other people, practice being kind to yourself. Another one is to refuse to gossip when the door is wide open to do so.
That's so hard.
It's so hard. And then the final one is to tell someone a truth you've been holding back gently, but honestly.
Yeah.
So And you don't have to pick one of those. You can pick a bonus one of your choosing if you'd like to. But if you just need some ideas to get started, pick one of those this week and do it. And we just want to remind you that kindness isn't weak. It's not performative. It's not passive. It's choosing to act with love when fear or pride would be so much easier.
If today's episode resonated with you, we would love to hear what rebellious kindness looks like in your world. Message us, tag us, or share one thing you're doing differently after this conversation.
And remember, kindness doesn't always feel loud or life-changing like we talked about. It always leaves a mark, though.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're enjoying LightHearted, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us reach more people who need a little more light in their lives.
And make sure you join us over on Instagram at LightHeartedPod to see clips of our episodes and some fun behind-the-scenes content. We would also love to hang out with you over on TikTok. We have a lot of fun over there. A a lot of things here. Be sure to check out our merch. It's live. It's really cute. We love it. And then our journal prompts and everything are all listed below. So everything we just talked about will be linked in the show notes. So check it out.
And don't forget to stay lighthearted. This podcast was recorded on Buzzsprout in West Virginia.